welcome to this new episode of the vlog. This is the first episode post-Cannes. In the last two episodes I talked about the lessons while in Cannes and the lessons from Cannes, but one of the things that I might not have mentioned is that the level of tension and excitement is very high when you're in Cannes. So basically you have pre-Cannes where you're prepping for the festival, then you have your time during the festival, and after the festival there is still this wave of adrenaline because you need to email people back with all the documents that you said you would send. And right now for In 5 Years, that's exactly where we are. Let me rewind a little bit here. Basically, when we went to Cannes with Muguet, we had two goals. Make connections, discover new labs, new grants, meet with people for possible co-productions, and we wanted people to ask to read the screenplay. And they did, which is great, but that also means that I needed to work very hard on the screenplay because there is one thing that everybody was always saying, we'll just read it one time. So you just have this one time where people are going to read your screenplay, maybe just 10 pages, maybe the full screenplay, and that's it. So it was exciting and frustrating because of course the screenplay is getting better and better after each draft, but it's not there yet. It's growing and getting higher and higher, but it's not there. And yet, I had to produce a draft and send it. From this rewrite, there's been a couple of interesting points. One of the major changes I made in the screenplay in terms of formatting is the language. I used to have many dialogues in French, a few dialogues in Turkish, and everything about the narration and all the English dialogues in English, of course. And so what I was doing is that if two characters were talking in French, I would write the dialogue in French in the screenplay, and under it, I would translate it into English. One of the person I send the screenplay to and ask feedback from is a professional screenwriter and director, and he told me, let loose of the subtitles, it's distracting, it makes it feel redundant, even if you don't understand what we're reading in the other language, it slows down the reading experience. And for me that was a big aha moment. My screenplay is 99 pages currently, and with the subtitles it was 115 pages. So just in terms of perception, people receive 115 pages and 99 pages. Those little 16 pages, they are going to make a difference. They are also going to make a difference because in case you don't know it, we usually say that 1 page of screenplay equals 1 minute on the screen. So that's an average, but basically, if you receive a first time screenplay that is 115 pages, you're going to think that it's a 115-minute film. And once again, those little 16 minutes, they're going to cost or save you a lot of money. So there was this aspect that was very positive about taking out the subtitles, and also it just made the experience so much better, and I could feel it while I was translating. But of course the thing is that my English is what it is, and it means it's not perfect, because it's hard for me to detach myself from the dialogues I hear in French and that will be told by actors in French. Sometimes my translations were not strong enough. And also, when you write for something you are going to direct and you're kind of discovering your own universe, you tend to write too many descriptions. And descriptions are essential, but limiting the number of words and good editing is also very important. As a non-native who's been working in English for 7 years, it's a very hard exercise to do. When you read something good, you know it's good, but when you have to do it yourself, it's another story. And I got super lucky because a few days after I finished my new draft, while everybody was still in Cannes and nobody was expecting my screenplay, I got the opportunity to work with an American who was educated in French, so who understands my logic and sometimes what I'm trying to say, but using the wrong words. I filmed a little bit of the process of her going through my screenplay and making changes. I thought it was super interesting. I learned a lot. But just to give you a quick sneak peek of what happened and how you can shorten this type of sentences, here is a quick example. So this is the original sentence I wrote. And this is what it became on the screenplay. After this meeting, I went through my screenplay and made all the changes necessary, and then we emailed it to all the people who asked to read it. And now, we're waiting. We're not waiting for too long though, because on Tuesday I'm flying to Istanbul. I'm going to spend a month there to work with Gizem, who is my creative producer, and of course to work with Muge on the movie and to do some scout location, maybe to meet with possible key collaborators and to do whatever is necessary to keep the ball rolling. Something I haven't mentioned yet on the film log is that if you'd like to support, you can do so on my Patreon page. I'm sharing a Patreon page with Gizem, who is my creative producer for In 5 Years. We work under the name Gizli. Sometimes we make collaborative projects, sometimes she makes her own and I make my own. Right now, our biggest collaborative project is clearly In 5 Years, but we're also drawing and working on different stuff that take different time. The goal of Patreon is that you're supporting once a month at the level you want, and you can stop whenever you want. So if you feel like it and you'd like to support, you can do so. The link should be appearing on the screen and it will be down under as well. As always, thank you very much for your support. Don't hesitate to comment if you have any question. Don't hesitate to share if you think it's interesting and might be helpful to others trying to make their first feature film or writing a screenplay. And I'll see you next week.